All right. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for, well, I missed it yesterday. It's been busy at work. Hopefully everybody's going to be busy as well. It's good to be back. This will be quick. This will be a shorter one today, though. Unfortunately, I've been swamped with work. So, my coworkers on holidays must be nice. So of course I get to have to do double the work, this week it looks like. So we're going to try and jump on a whole week, though, for the rest of the week, at least for a little bit to do at least the check-ins. Hopefully it's very well. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for watching as the coffee crew rolls in here live. Thanks for tuning in. We always really appreciate it. Talk about our TFSAs, investing, see where the conversation goes. There's always something to talk about, and it's great to have you here. And my sound is all muffled. Interesting. Let's fix this, MC. Let's try and fix this. Let me get my headphones on. Technical difficulties today. I can hear it okay. Hopefully you can. It might be an issue with YouTube starting off. It sounds okay in my ears. Hopefully it works out for you. So it sounds like it's cleared up. Must have been not connected properly or something like that. Just a little wiggle on the thing. So let's see who's here. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Stan, good morning. First one here. I know I'll say hi to Candace. I know Candace is still really under the weather, so I don't think we'll see her today. But hopefully, Candace, if you're watching maybe the replay, get well soon. MC, good morning. Always good to have you here. Always good. And I think the sound's fixed, so we'll skip that one. And Dave72, thanks again. Dave72, new channel member. Good to have you join. I saw that come up the other day, so great to have you here. And Nadia's here. Hello. Good morning. And good. So sound is working. Excellent. It's all on track. It's all on track. Technical difficulties away. It's okay. There we go. So sound is good. Awesome. You lost your blue star. You should have. It's weird. You have your, maybe, I don't know why you don't have your channel membership. MC, you think you got gifted that membership? It should still go for a month. And I don't know what happened. Unless you have a different account, maybe you log in from different accounts on YouTube. Could be, maybe, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure why that's there. And Nadia, yeah, okay. Well, let's give that to. You know what you're. I know what's coming. Let's give this to Stan. First one here. Here we go. All right, there we go. Horn for Stan. Hopefully everybody's good. So, what's going on? What's going on in the market? Big day. It would be a big day tomorrow. Obviously, the Fed's kicked off what their two-day meeting today. Market not looking great today. So it's probably looking like we're going to have a rate increase tomorrow from down in the States and down down with that. Probably I'm going to say 25 basis points. We'll have to see. We'll see what happens tomorrow when it gets released. I'm not sure of the time. I never keep track of totally what time all these things happen down in the States. It's too hard to keep track of all these dates and everything else for everything, but we will have that tomorrow, so we'll be able to talk about that. In terms of portfolio wise update, there was an update over the weekend, so you can check that out. It covers that new deposit, and then of course yesterday, being the 1st of May, carried on. So Monday it was a Monday. So go figure. I did two deposits because I forgot to do the StreamYard one. I did my regular $100 deposit, so that dollar cost averaging happening in the account. All the members saw what I purchased, adding to portfolio, carried on with that. But then I also did every first of the month, it's the StreamYard challenge where I cancel StreamYard to do my own streaming. Technical difficulties aside sometimes, but it worked out to about just over $33 and put that into BAM. Bought a fractional share yesterday, so that's good. That one's actually doing okay. Pretty happy about that. A nice extra little bit of money by canceling that subscription, so that was good. And MC, that's no good. It never fails. 850 car bill. Yeah, you mentioned you were getting rid of your car and getting a new car eventually. It never fails. I always think that when I get into my car, I mean, I knock on wood, my car's still good. I do have to get new winter tires, but I always kind of think, hopefully everything keeps kind of carrying on. I don't hopefully have too many car expenses, because I mean, you save probably for, stuff like this in a bit of emergency fund, but you just never like to have to spend it if you don't have to. It's better to, I'd rather have that $850 just sitting in my savings account as opposed to having to dish it out for a bill. Bills suck. That's all. That's they do. And Claudio, good morning. Good morning. Good to have you here. And oh, Candace, yeah, I saw that on your community tab. Well, maybe this will, if you're peeking in, you'll at least distracting, because I know being in the hospital it can be, you want to get out of there as fast as possible, number one, and the days can kind of drag on, that is for sure. Although if you have an iPad or a computer, so at least it kind of spends some of your time, but it's always busy in there, and you never sleep properly, and you just want to get better. So hopefully you get better. So, and hopefully they're getting things feel better. Hopefully things will get sorted out quicker, sooner rather than later. It'd be good to have you back. But take the time to rest too. That's what you have to be there for, unfortunately. Yeah. And your channel will be waiting for you. You'll be able to come back with a bang. So there we go. So let us know again in the comments if have you bought anything this week? What's going on? What's everybody's thoughts kind of happening? It's definitely interesting times out there. It's, you almost don't know what to do, and so that's kind of why I'm sticking with my plan and not wrecking, not changing anything, just carrying forward. I did have one question though, after I purchased XEQT from on the video, asking, and like what I'm going to do now with my VDY and VFV, and what am I going to do with those, with the dividends from there, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to keep VDY, VFE. They've been doing okay. I'm happy with them. I probably won't be adding to those positions anytime soon. It's all going to go into XEQT, anything that I would normally have added to VFE or VDY. Any dividends, though, I think, coming through, I will put into the VDY pays monthly. I kind of like that. And not that it, it's just nice to get the extra, I've said it before, you get those notifications. It's kind of nice that your money's working for you. So probably we'll put the VDY back into VDY, and the dividends from VFE, probably it's quarterly. So probably I will put them back into XEQT. Part of the reason for that, and that was the question, long-winded answer. Part of the reason for that is I do want to kind of, with the XEQT, it's a bit more diversified, obviously, into emerging markets and not in North America. And I do want to kind of build the position of my portfolio up outside of North America, because it is quite heavily, it's all been basically Canadian or U.S. North American stocks and equities. So just kind of trying to diversify a little bit. I actually have had my eye a little bit. Now I don't know if I would possibly sell one of the positions of I'm thinking maybe VFE, but I was actually looking to add a little bit of a gold position into my portfolio as well. Not a huge amount, but that's something I'm kind of working on and kind of figuring out, just to kind of diversify it a little bit more. I don't know. I'm not all doom and gloom with what the heck might happen with everything, but it might be kind of a good idea. I'm thinking just to get a little bit of allocation outside of equities. Just my thoughts. So new muffler, yeah. Car maintenance is it drives you crazy. It's like it's never, I mean, you get a reliable car. There's always an expense, no matter what, right? You put gas in it, obviously, but then your oil changes. Then they always find something else, and then you have a muffler, and then so. And Dave got some A&W income fund. Okay, did a little research over the weekend. Awesome, seems like a solid company. I think Candace might have done an A&W. I'm trying to remember if she's done if not, Candace, you're listening to A&W, that's maybe one to add for your to-do list when you're back. Yeah. And I think that's on our list, actually, Dave. And you did pretty good. Oh, awesome. Pretty good on gold ETF. Yeah. And that's what I think. I was kind of looking at my other managed investments over on Wealthsimple, and the gold's doing great. Obviously, it's a small portion. It's maybe 5% ish of the portfolio. Most of my investments over there are still heavily weighted on equity, 85, 90%. In terms of the allotments, but the gold is doing great. Bonds not so much, obviously, but the gold part, I think on one of them, my lira, the gold is up like 20%, 18, 19%, something like that. So yeah, so definitely looking at that one. And you're recommending XGD. Okay, I'll look at that one. I will hold on. I'm gonna add that gold ETF. It's been on my radar for a bit. XGD. That's the actors one. Yeah. Okay. And I'm actually following this one. So let me just put it on. Let's do a new watch list, and we're going to name it Gold ETF. Sorry, as I'm not sharing my screen here. Is it going to work? It's not going to work. Okay, well, we can't. You won't be able to see it. I added it to the portfolio. We had it already, and it's XGD. Also, no, that's kind of what probably. I'm thinking with that one, Candice, is because I have the positions in VDY, VFE. There's that overlap between XEQT, and probably sell a portion of it, like 5%, maybe 10% of, or like 5 of each, and then put it into gold ETF. That's my thoughts. And Rod got CIBC and TD dividends this week. Still buy a little bit every week. That's awesome. It's always nice to hear when people kind of carrying on just a little bit. And the little bits, like Rod, it's crazy. The little amounts add up over time. I mean, that's essentially how my portfolio's been built. Is just kind of slowly adding, and $100 a week if you can do it, or any amount that you're able to do it really starts to add up, which is great, and you're able to kind of redo it. And it's nice to get the dividends. It's just kind of gives you that little bit of a boost that something's happening with your portfolio, and it allows you to do something with it, reinvest them, that kind of stuff. So. And Zach, good morning. Good to have you here. Good to have you back. You'll be happy to know. I think you missed out the thing, but if you check out my last portfolio video, I think you'll be happy. Join the dark side. Join the dark side. All right. There we go. I'm trying to get my screen share to work, but it's not cooperating today. So we'll just roll with it. But good to have you back, Zach. Haven't seen you for a little bit. You're probably busy. I'm busy. It seems like spring. Obviously, I'm in real estate and finance, that kind of thing. So it's like the spring market is hit and busy, which keeps me busy, which is good. So. Rod, I'm not sure if is that a share, WHA. I can look that up if that is. Maybe just confirm. It looks like it's there's a couple. There's like ETFs and stuff like that. So it's always hard. Or maybe it was a typo. I'm not sure. And Zach, yeah, I did. Just over a week ago. So I moved some stuff. I moved some stuff around. I had some savings on kind of on the side, and just made the choice to move them over into my TFSA. And yeah, so did that. That was good. I'm pretty happy about that. It took me long enough to finally decide to do it, but that was it done. Yeah, it was basically just kind of sitting in savings account. So figured I'd start to get it to work, and I think it was a good move. That was my big deposit. I haven't done a big deposit like that for a long time. So it was kind of nice. It's nice to see. Jordan actually commented. He's like, his comment was like, "Oh, I was just congratulating you. You hit like 15,000 on your portfolio," and then he's like, all of a sudden it's like almost 20. So that was nice. Still down overall, but pretty happy with how it's working out, considering what I'm invested in, all that kind of stuff. So. Oh, POW dividend today. Awesome. I don't have that in my portfolio, but for anybody that does, that's awesome. Check it out. It's always nice to get those notifications. You wake up and there's like, oh, there's money in your account to kind of do things with. Maybe. Oh, so you're thinking maybe a pause? Yeah, that's true. We actually, because we didn't have the live stream yesterday, Candice. There's the bank in the States that's basically been bought out. FR what first I can remember the symbol, but I can't remember the name now. FRC, is it first? Yeah, First Republic, right? That was basically bought out because of failing. I don't know. Hopefully you hope it's the last. You hope it's kind of the last one, but it's hard to know what the heck is happening. So Candice thinks interesting. So you think you'll be a pause just with all the nervousness? Maybe we'll have to really see. It's definitely interesting because I mean, obviously inflation is still high. Seems to be coming down a little bit, but it's yeah, we'll see. Good call. Maybe we will get that. Maybe we will get that pause. It's already happened in Canada, so we'll have to see. I'll do a poll over on the community tab today. See what everybody is thinking. But if you're watching, leave a comment what you think is going to happen. I wouldn't be. It's hard. I wouldn't be surprised with an increase. But now you kind of mentioned that, Candace. A pause wouldn't surprise me either. Just with so much happening out there. So MC's play with gold would be Franco-Nevada, ticker symbol FNV. They're a gold royalty and streamer, so you don't get exposure to mining, which can be very risky from a geopolitical perspective. Okay, I'm going to add that too. This is always good. I love doing these, asking for recommendations because it's a good starting point. And if anybody's watching, put these on your list. And if you're thinking of it, do a bit of research and figure out what one you want to actually get. So I'll add FNV to the list into our gold ETF. Let's do that. Sorry, my screen, as I said, my screen share is not going. So where'd it go? Franco-Nevada and I just have to do this new watch list. I don't know why it didn't save the last one. FNV. Okay, that's in gold. And then, sorry, I just have to add XGD as well. There we go. Awesome. Good call. Oh, typo. There you go. So there's a couple. There we go. Rod, you can check those ones out. XGD and MC saying XGD is definitely more volatile than FNV. So there's a couple there. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to remember what one that Wealthsimple has in their managed portfolios. I think it's GLD. I think GLD. That's what it is. I'll add that one as well. So there'll be a few here. GLD. Usually don't like resources because there's probably lots of risk. I do own Kirkland Lake Gold, which did really well. I think I sold out at 5x. I think they merged with DCG and now AEM. Oh, okay. Kirkland Gold acquired Detour Gold rather than KL, and AEM merged. I no longer hold it. I think you sold your position in 2019. And GLD is the most. Oh, okay, good to know. GLD is the most liquid and largest U.S. ETF for gold. That's the one. That is the one that's in MC. That is the one that's in the managed portfolios at Wealthsimple. I think they use an. They sometimes change it up. I'd have to double check what all the holdings are, and you have to like dig. That's the problem with the managed portfolios. You have to kind of dig deep to find out what's actually in the positions because they can sometimes change because they'll rebalance them and that kind of stuff. They'll sometimes switch them around. And I've noticed they'll have different holdings even if you have the same weightings. Like I have a Lira there and I have a RSP, and they actually have different holdings between the two. Even though it's the same same allotment of ratio, say like 90-10 or whatever your preference is, but they'll have different holdings, and I don't know if that's because might have different investments with them open, or just for whatever reason they must figure out that there must be different reason for that, how that does work. Partly probably because I'm gonna guess time frames and that kind of thing, depending on what they're figuring it's for. So, because when you answer those questions about when you're going to be using your time frame for the managed investment, that kind of stuff, I think it pays to probably be pretty honest on there and keep them updated, because it probably will affect your different holdings on things, I would assume. I've actually been pretty happy with I've actually been pretty happy with the managed portfolio side. They're doing better. They're doing better than my own. But it is kind of more fun to do it yourself. But for something like an RSP that you have to, you typically want to just let it kind of go on paydays. You put something in it, let it do its thing. It's nice. I couldn't imagine trying to self-manage more than one account. It's enough work paying attention to the TFSA, let alone other ones. So that's it. That's all. So gold. I have my research to do with gold. I'll post these as well over in the community tab, so people can grab them as well. Other news. What I've kind of noticed is and Chris, I saw your comment come in. We'll get to it. We'll grab that one next. But other news for people that are on Blossom, I understand there's a new if you're on iPhone. I think Android always takes a bit longer, but there's a new update coming out. I read today, maybe tomorrow. They're going to be launching like a Blossom Pro with some features if you're subscribed to it. I don't think it's something I'll do. I don't. I'm more of a lurker on Blossom. I don't have my portfolio linked. I'll edit. I probably should just link my portfolio. I'm not on. I'm more on there to kind of lurk and I see and do some reading research as opposed to sharing portfolio stuff. But they will be releasing their pro version, so that's kind of neat. We'll look at that. I don't know how much it's going to cost though. There's always these subscription costs for everything, but if they give some more value, that might be interesting. They could use maybe some dividend. I think they're doing some dividend trackers, stuff like that would be handy, because I know on Wealthsimple there's really no. It doesn't give you a great online. It would be great if they had kind of in the online login or in the app. More of a tracking of what dividends coming through, because it's nice to keep track of those, see how they're growing, see what they're doing. I think a lot of people just have a spreadsheet. I use a spreadsheet, but it'd be nice to have that kind of built in, and you could actually check that out. And I think that's what Blossom is going to be kind of having with their pro. Oh, okay. So to your work. Your work is in construction, so it's interesting. Okay, yeah. So the mines past year, Argonaut, West Dome, and Lamgold. Small position with potential. It's always kind of fun to. I mean, obviously, don't put all of your eggs in one basket with these really speculative things. I mean, you can see in my portfolio what's happened, but it's kind of fun. I mean, you still have to. It's a gamble, right? And but that's investing, and it's kind of fun to look at things. And there might be that you just don't put your whole core into all in on one thing. That's where it gets risky and you'll get in trouble. And if it's a small position, there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't use any leverage to do it. I don't think you should borrow money to do it. But if you do, if you get into some insider scoops or whatever, and some news and that kind of stuff, it's always kind of fun. Just be smart about it too, and don't go all in on something that you're with don't take a cash advance on your credit card for something. That's just super risky, obviously. But just if you have some extra play money, why not? Or maybe you have some dividends come through. Maybe take your dividends 1 month, say and put it in something a little bit more risky. Just do some research, and it might take off. And then don't be afraid. I've got to learn that too. Don't be afraid to take some money and run, and not don't hold on to it too long, just in case. It's always good to take some money off the table if you've made some money, right? And then put it into something that's more stable. If I'm into gold, you should definitely look up a person named Eric Sprott. Yeah, let me search that. I've been watching, the gold thing. I'm not a gold people are. There's gold people, right? MC. I'm not. I wouldn't say I am by any means, but there's some people that are like all in on. So I'll mark that all in on gold. It kind of. I've been watching more. I guess the gold thing's coming up again. I used to have gold. Like I used to have gold and silver, like actual physical gold and silver, in a safety deposit box. And I got rid of it. Sold it. Made a bit of money actually on that one, but I just haven't added bought anything other since then. And the hard part about having it yourself is you have to store it, right? Like that's the big thing. You don't want. We've talked about it on the stream before, and one person has a safe in their house, that kind of stuff. You probably want to get a safety deposit box. But I mean that costs you a little bit of money. It's not super expensive to get a safety box, but then if you fill it, it depends on how much you have. You need to get a bigger box and that kind of stuff to keep it safe. But no, I sold it. I did make some money, so that was always kind of good. That's actually how I bought my watch. At the time, I kind of cashed in and had the opportunity to do that. So I figured, hey, why not? And that actually turned out to be an okay investment, I guess, too, if you think of it that way. So, but that was years ago. Yeah. Had KL years ago. It was in your hometown. Bought it at 17. That's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And MC got in at 8 and sold at 40. So it'd be sold at 40 and had a great time. That's awesome. It's always good to hear. It's always good to hear the stories that people making some money. That's for sure. That's good. No, but the reason for I think I've been watching too many Bitcoin podcasts or something like that, because I still have Bitcoin. I still do a small purchase every day on ShakePay, and then kind of every week or so transfer it over to my, take it off the exchange and hold it, and it's just kind of sit there. It's not a ton of money by any means, but I figured it's just maybe getting something just to kind of hang on to and let it sit. That's kind of the gold thing. I don't know if it's going to necessarily make you a fortune, if you're just holding gold, but it might protect the one thing is it might protect some of your purchasing power, right? Obviously with gold, that's kind of the idea, and then you can always, if for some reason, you can always sell it, right? So if you have an ETF just holding gold and there's some opportunity, take it, right? So lots of choices. There's no shortage of where to put your money. That's the problem. Is that the person from KL, I guess, board member? And so Eric Sprott was a big investor in KL. Okay, I saved it. I bookmarked it, MC. So I'll check that out. Lots of reading. Always, never a shortage of podcasts or reading to do. It can be definitely overwhelming with trying to figure out what the heck to do. So I'll see. He's probably looks like he's got some videos and stuff on YouTube. I'll check out. Gives me something to watch at night. There we go. All right. These are always fun. Thanks everybody for tuning in. As I mentioned when I kind of got on, I am swamped with work, so I do have to wrap up a little bit early today, for sure, to kind of get a jump on things. With my business, my associate being away, lucky, on the holidays. and like get those last minute comments, questions in. If you haven't, and again, if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button on the stream. I think we've got 7, 8 people watching, so it's always good. Helps the stream out, get it out there. If you haven't hit the button and do all that good YouTube stuff, would be appreciated. I remember that was in Alberta, was it not, Briex? I think that kind of happened when I was first in Alberta, and this is back in the it would have been the 90s, right? Towards the end of the 90s, if I remember correctly, was Briex. I remember seeing the Briex office in Calgary, I think it was at the time, and I can't remember if it was like just after it happened, so long ago now. But yeah, I'll have to check that. That was a long time ago. No shortage of scams out there, that's for sure. No shortage of scams. All right. Well, there we go, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Short and sweet, although kind of not really. It's already 8:35. We usually go to 8:45. I do have to run though. I can see out of the corner of my eye when I'm working my email, and it's like bing, 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 which is good. It gives keeping busy, which is awesome. Gives me more time to invest. So we will be back. I'm gonna get a poll. I'll get that poll up on the community tab. Though. We'll see what the heck everybody thinks the Fed is going to do tomorrow. I'll get that up after the stream. Post that. You can get your votes in. We'll see what happens, and we'll see we'll see what happens tomorrow once that gets released. I'll double check the time. We might, if we're gonna go obviously live on the normal time. I think the Fed announcement is later on in the afternoon, but we can always have that the results of the poll just to see what the heck is happening. So Chris has seen that movie. Oh, okay, great movie. You're scared. So I'm gonna check that. I don't know if I've seen that yet. Let me see. Before I go, gold. There's a new one. Let me see. I know there's a new gold movie, but it's different. Oh, okay, it's the 2016 film Gold. Oh, okay, I'm gonna check that out. Gold movie. There we go. I've got my watching. I wonder if that's on Netflix or something. If it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime, I'll have to search it out. I'll be able to find it somewhere to watch. Here we go. Thanks everybody. Always good to check in. We will have I'll get the live stream for tomorrow scheduled and up on the channel, and great to have everybody tuning in, and hopefully have a good rest of the day. If you're buying anything today, good luck, happy investing everybody. Good to have everybody joining in. Thanks again for the channel members that are on the channel. We've had a couple new channel members. That's awesome, really appreciated. You will carry on. If you haven't yet and you're a member, check out community tab. I share all my purchases, all of my buys, mostly buys, not very many sells. You'll see what those have when those come in and when I do that, and also when my dividends come in and what they get reinvested in. It's always kind of fun. And then there's a few kind of channel member only videos. I am working on one as well, because once the YouTube revenue hits a certain amount, I get actually paid from YouTube. So all those ads you're watching throws a couple cents into the kitty, and eventually I will be paid out once you hit a certain threshold, and I'll be investing in it's going to be a Fortis split between Fortis and Google, so you'll see all that, but I'm going to get a video up for that, just to kind of explaining what I'm going to be investing in, that kind of thing. And for the members, I'll be sharing kind of what the amount and what's happening into the channel members videos for them to watch. So just something else. And then again, if anybody has any suggestions for a video, or if has questions that you want answered, it's been a long time since I've done a Q&A video, so leave a comment on one of the videos if you have a certain question. More than happy to answer it, or in an upcoming live stream, if you leave a comment on one of my other videos, I will answer it on the live stream as well. If you're not able to make it, I know some people can only watch the replays, but if you ask a question, we will get to it. There we go. That's all for today, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all in the next one.